What's going on, dudes? I'm the team coach. If I can't, I'm gonna have to get used to saying I'm the coach of your Lehigh Valley IronTepigs, and you're probably wondering, there's nothing going on with the Kansas City Kings. I decided to make this logo just randomly out of the blue, and since we were planning the IPBL around there, I decided I'd go with this team because I really liked how the logo turned out. Anyways, I'm the coach of your Lehigh Valley IronTepigs in the IPBL, and here we are for our draft recap. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm one of the latest to upload mine, mainly just because I haven't gotten around to working on mine, but yeah, it's a very interesting draft, so I'm going to be going over the team that I ended up building, and then we'll go over the divisions in my schedule, and that'll be the end of the video. So pretty cool stuff. In the link below, in the description below, you'll find the link to the IBL Twitter, and I'll probably also link the document. Anyways, obviously this was a snake style draft. I picked 11th overall, and yeah, so the Pokemon I wanted to pick first was Mew. And you know I like Mew, but I didn't get the chance to get Mew because Mew was picked 5th overall, which is funny because it got picked 5th overall in the IBL draft by me, so I don't know, kind of funny. Anyways, first up, my first pick was Terrakion. Now, I wanted to use Terrakion. I was debating on actually dropping Mega Gardevoir and picking up Terrakion in the DBL. I ended up not doing that, but I was debating on doing it because Terrakion, with its rock fighting type, it's a very good Pokemon. It's got very good coverage. It hits like a truck. Like, you ban that thing, it's gonna run through Pokemon. So, like, Terrakion is crazy good, and I just really wanted to pick it up because I wanted to use Terrakion. I'd never used one, and it was a pretty cool Pokemon, so I decided, hey, let's go with it. Yeah, that's Terrakion, our first overall pick. Second up, I ended up... this is a Pokemon I have never actually used in my life. Like, I've had a Terrakion on a team and battled. I haven't actually used it in competitive or anything like that, but this Pokemon I've never had to begin with, and something I didn't expect I'd be picking up, which is Volcanion. Now, Volcanion has a really good typing in fire, water, so it's only weak to ground and electric, and rock, and I'm pretty sure that's it. So overall, this Pokemon is very, very good, and being weak to ground and rock, it also has counters to those being a water type. So it works out very nicely in that sense. It's got a really powerful move in Steam Eruption, which has the same chance to burn as Scald, but it's a lot more powerful. And, yeah, so this Pokemon, Volcanion itself, is a very, very, in my opinion, overpowered Pokemon. But it was still available in the second round, so I'm like, hell yeah, I'll pick that, because why not? I was debating on this and the next Pokemon that I picked, but I was able to get both of them, so we were very good in that sense. But Volcanion should be fun to use. But as you see, starting here, I have a ground weakness, and I decided to address that very quickly in picking up Gliscor. Now, Gliscor is a very defensive Pokemon, pretty dang good typing and ground flying. It's obviously immune to ground. It's got a very good ability in Poison Heal, so this thing can get healed up by being poisoned. I like Gliscor, and I recently actually just EV trained one up, and I have one in my game that's actually like an offensive one, max speed, max attack. It's got a very interesting learn set. It does learn Sky Uppercut, which is a very cool move, and mine actually has that to counter ice types, so that's the reason I have that. But I thought this Pokemon would be very interesting to use because I overall like Gliscor. It's a very cool Pokemon, cool looking Pokemon. It's got a good shiny, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So next up with this Pokemon, I really wanted to pick Milotic, but Milotic had gotten drafted a little bit earlier. I don't remember if it was in the same round or if it was before Gliscor. It doesn't really matter. Point is, I ended up picking Blastoise. Now, Blastoise is a very good water type. Water typing is a great typing in general, only having 2 weaknesses in grass and electric. Anyway, I kind of lost my train of thought because I had to answer a message. So, anyways, Blastoise is a very good Pokemon. It can be very defensive, which is nice. It doesn't have the Marble Scale option like Milotic does, but this thing gets pretty similar coverage moves. It doesn't get Recover, which is unfortunate, but it is a Rapid Spinner, which is very nice, which I did not have in the IBL. I only had Defoggers. My team in the DBL didn't really need, or in the IBL didn't need really hazard removal because there wasn't much that was weak to hazards, but still. So pretty cool stuff. That is I'm excited to use Blastoise because Blastoise is a good Pokemon. It's probably my favorite of the final evolutions of the Kanto starters. Not probably, it is, because I don't like Venusaur as much. Venusaur is a great Pokemon, I just don't really like its design as much. That's not important. Next up, my pick is a Pokemon I've had in the past, like, 3 seasons of League. Including both the past 2 DBL seasons and, did I have it? I don't remember if I had it this season in the DBL. Anyways, that's Haxorus. I accidentally hit my mic. Sorry about that. So, Haxorus is a crazy powerful dragon type. It's got good coverage and allows it to cover its very weakness with the Iron Tail as well as Poison Jab. It also can cover its ice weakness with that Dragon Tail, and Dragon it's already strong against itself, so that covers it. So overall, this Pokemon, base 97 speed is kind of lackluster, considering how fast some other Pokemon are. I actually wish it was faster, but you know, not much you can do about that. I love Haxorus' Pokemon. It's a great Pokemon, and it should be fun to use once again. If I have a good opportunity to bring this thing to get against a team that I can set up enough on, because D-Dance Haxorus is very, very, very scary, more so than Scarf, because this thing, while hitting like a truck, many Pokemon can live its hits, so pretty cool stuff. The next Pokemon we ended up picking is a Pokemon that I will not have starting week 2, because I mainly drafted this to help someone out because of a whole miscommunication with them and another person in the league who wanted something. So they ended up wanting Lucario. That was the Pokemon that was wanted, and a miscommunication ended up having them draft Azelf. So I'm going to have Azelf after this week. I like Azelf. I really do like Azelf. I had it in the DBL, and it was pretty decent for me. Lucario overall is just a great Pokemon. If I am able to, well, I may be able to bring it against my opponent this first week, and that'd be funny because he's the one who's going to end up with the Lucario after this week. So it's just interesting. I may be able to bring it. I don't remember his team right now, but Lucario overall is a great Pokemon. It's got a very good learn set. It's got very good attack stats, so it can be either physical or special. 80 speed is not bad, but it's not amazing, you know, because you'd like the Pokemon like this to have a better, I don't know, man. But yeah, Steel Fighting is a pretty decent typing, offers a lot of resistances, including the 2 weaknesses to fighting types, the 3 weaknesses to fighting types, which is awesome. So you only have the weaknesses of the Steel typing being, ground, fire, and fighting. So overall, it's a great typing, so Lucario's a great Pokemon. And there's some sort of me that wishes I could use it, but at this point I don't really care. I'd rather get it to someone who would use it more effectively and more so than I would. Alright, the next Pokemon is another familiar Pokemon. I decided to pick it up now because a couple Pokemon that were later on that I was thinking of picking up, I felt could last a couple more rounds. So I ended up going with Mudsdale. Mudsdale having a great typing and ground, being only weak to grass and grass, ice, and water, which are very offensive typings, but I do have stuff that work against it. I don't know what I'm saying here. This Pokemon overall doesn't have a great moveset for League play, but the Pokemon itself is amazing. Base 125 attack, really good HP stat. Get Assault Vest on this thing, and this thing can tank hits like crazy. Stamina is a great ability, boosts its defense, so this thing can be a great wall as well as a great sweeper. So that's why I love Mudsdale. I decided to pick it up again because it was available and I love the Pokemon, so pretty cool stuff. And next up is a Pokemon I have not used, I don't believe ever, not in League play, for sure. I may have used it in actual Wi-Fi, but it is Electros. So Electros also helps with my ground weakness, because I do have 3 Pokemon that are weak to ground. I do obviously have the 1 immunity being the Gliscor, but this, basically, this Pokemon has no overall weaknesses, so it's very helpful in that sense. Electros has got great coverage. It can be physical or special. It should just be a very, very nice Pokemon to have in there. It can get some slow volt switches off. get me good matchups. It can also just hit super hard. Given an assault vest in this thing, can live many hits, and it's a very good Pokemon. So overall, I'm excited to use Electros because I haven't used one in League play. So next up is the last familiar Pokemon, being Electivire. Now you know why I like Electivire. It's got a very decent speed stat, 95. It's got a very good attack stat, a decent special attack stat, and it's got great coverage overall. In my opinion, one of the best Pokemon for League play because of its coverage. And you give it a Scarf, and this thing is a force to be reckoned with. And overall, I just really like Electivire, and you should know that because it's one of my favorite Pokemon, and I've had it all but one season of League play for myself. So I just love Electivire. It's a great Pokemon, and I'm excited to use it once again. Hopefully I can use it more effectively than I did this season, the IBL or the DBL, the last season. So pretty cool stuff. Next up, now this is a Pokemon you've seen before, but it's been many seasons since I've actually had it. I had it the first season of League play for me, which was DBL Season 2, and is Roserade. Now, Roserade overall is a great Pokemon. I love it. Grass Poison is a very good typing. It's a better Venusaur, sort of, because you can give this thing an Assault Vest. It's got a great attacking moveset. It can learn, I'm pretty sure it can learn Dazzling Gleam. I know it can learn Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain. So this thing can hit super hard because it's got some really great coverage moves that can run on it. You can make it very bulky overall because this thing's got very good defense stats to begin with. Base 90 speed isn't half bad. It's got kind of med defense stat, med defense and HP, but it's got very good special defense. So this thing is very, very nice. It's kind of like the special Mudsdale. You put the special defense stat in HP, put the special attack in attack, and you can just swap around a couple stats, and it's very similar to Mudsdale in that sense, but specially. And it's just, since it's got great coverage, it can be utility attacker, it's got technician, it's got natural cures, so this thing is really, really good overall. I'm excited to use it once again, because it's been a while since I've had it. And finally, I was debating on picking this before Roserade, but I felt Roserade was a little more, would have been a Pokemon more sought after. But Kyurem lasted all the way to the final round, so I picked it 171st overall. And now we have Kyurem on our team. Kyurem is a great Pokemon. It's got a great typing in Dragon Ice. It's super, super good offensively. It's got a decent speed stat 90, but this thing hits like a truck. You can Scarf it, you can Specs it. Overall, it can live hits because it's got decent defenses. It does cover my ice weakness. Because at this point, I currently have, what, 1-2 resistances to ice, being Volcanion and Kyurem. But, yeah, so, you know, in all honesty, I really love this draft. It turned out so fun, so fun. It's going to be such a great team to use. I'm excited for it, because just look at this squad. Tracheon, Volcanion, Gliscor, or not Empoleon, what do you call it? Frickin' damn it. Blastoise. I almost called it Empoleon. I couldn't remember its name. Haxorus. Lucario to be Azelf. So, I don't know. I'm excited for this squad. It should be really, really nice. And actually, Azelf will give me a Psychic resistance. Because I do have 2 Pokemon weak to Psychic, and that's it. But it'll be nice to have that 1 Psychic resist if I really need it. Because Gardevoir is an issue. Pretty cool stuff. Now let's go over the divisions in our schedule. So, the divisions overall, I am in the Moon Conference, and I am in the same group as Ice, who's the Great Lake Greninjas, and several new people. So, let's see. There's only 3 people you would have recognized in this team. Or not in this team, in this league. So, being the Marble and Mudsdales, in Brendan, the Great Lake Greninjas, who were actually Bullstrike, Bisharps, which we never played, and the IBL, which is Ice, and now he's the Great Lake Greninjas, and then me. So the rest of them are new coaches, which is very, very nice. Yeah, I'm in a pretty decent division against Great Lake Greninjas and the Joliet Lycanrocs, as well as the Bristol Bulu. So that is those are the overall divisions. I decided to do the divisions up for you guys so you could see if you decided not to go check out the document, so you can see all who was my division rivals. I didn't actually end up putting the division rivals on the actual schedule. I didn't mention that specifically, but you'll notice that because I rematch all of them the second time they're listed, I don't put their actual name, I just put the team name. So, yeah, we start our season off against Ice and the Greninjas. We play Alpha and the San Diego Wind Padres, who have one of the best rated drafts in the league. So, anyways, yeah, it should be a very interesting season. I'm excited. I haven't battled any of these people, including both Ice and Brendan. I don't play Brendan this season anyway, but I haven't played any of the people in this league. So, hopefully it should be pretty fun. You know, I'm excited for the season. It should be very, very decent. This is a upload required league. If you didn't know, that's why it's the IPBL. The IBL is actually having a reboot pretty much. So I will leave the link to the form in the description below if you'd like to sign up and join the league and whatnot. We've had a lot of I don't know, issues. There's not a lot of coaches coming back for the next season of the IBL. So if you'd like to apply, definitely check that out in the description below. Yeah, so pretty cool stuff. Anyways, I'm excited for this season, so I really hope you all are too. And if you enjoyed, I do hope. If you enjoyed, a like is always appreciated. I do hope you enjoyed the video. And yeah, so it's gonna be pretty interesting. If you want to pick up merch associated with the IronTepigs, there is a link to designs down below of the actual full image, and then just the image of the head of the Iron Pig, because that is like the actual logos for the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, which is what the team is based off of. They are the AAA team of the Philadelphia Phillies, and the reason I decided to go with that is I don't know where the ball is right now. I think it's over there. Where is it? I just set it down somewhere. There it is. So my Little League team was the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. They are the AAA team of the Philadelphia Phillies, and in a younger league for us, we were actually the Phillies. That was the first baseball team I was on. We were the Phillies, because every team in the league was named after an actual baseball team. So yeah, I got home and I saw this ball and I'm like, you know what? I was just sitting around and I decided to make the IronTepigs, and I feel like the logo turned out pretty freaking well. I already ordered my shirt, so you should definitely go pick one up if you want to support your IronTepigs. And yes, the Kansas City Kings will return. They're not gone. In all honesty, I prefer the Nido Kings over the rest of the teams. I just decided to go for the IronTepigs because it was a new logo and I really liked how it turned out. So that is what we're going to do this for. If you did like, appreciated. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did like, appreciated, I literally just said that. It's one of those days, guys. So thanks so much for watching, and let's go IronTepigs.